So a lot of you guys know that one of the major challenges of livestock farming is the increase of livestock feed, starting from the poultry feed down to the rabbit feed. All of them always increases drastically. Every time you go to buy a new one, you notice the price have increased. So in this video, I want to be telling you guys some of the few ways you can cut down the cost or reduce your price or reduce the cost you are using to feed your rabbits, so that you can maximize profit in your rabbit farm. Because at the end of the day, you still need to make good amount of money from your rabbit farm. So if this is your first time coming across our channel, here in your channel we teach you basically things about livestock farming. So if you like livestock farming videos, consider liking this video or subscribing to our YouTube channel. So what you see me feeding my rabbits here is cassava peels. Yes, the normal cassava, the peels is what I feed my rabbits, and they eat it very, very well, and as you can see, they love it. And one of the few ways to feed this cassava peel is to feed it to them dried. I'm going to be telling you guys how to actually process this cassava peel so that it does not cause your rabbit issues. Because as you know, cassava is carbohydrate, and carbohydrate contains some percentage of sugar, and mostly rabbits don't like anything too sweet or anything containing a lot of sugar. So if you give it to them in a way, it might cause them issues like stuff like diarrhea or coccidiosis. But I'm going to be telling you guys some of the ways to actually process these cassava peels and feed it to your rabbits that is not going to cause them any issues. So as you guys can see, it's basically I cut these cassavas, or we harvested this cassava from our little crop farm we have around us. Then I got the peels. So what I did was that after I got the peels, I soak this peel inside water, like inside a big bucket of water. No matter how plenty the peels is, I soak it inside a big bucket of water. Then I allow it to ferment for like 1 day. Then I now take it out and dry it into direct sunlight. Allowing this cassava peels to ferment, it will reduce the quantity of sugar that is there, because some of the sugar content is going to reduce drastically after soaking it in that water. And also another thing you need to do is that when soaking it in that water, you can add a little quantity of salt inside that particular water, so that it will help kill some of the germs that are in this peel, so that your rabbit don't get to eat what is going to infect them. As you guys can see, my rabbits love this particular cassava peels. Even my little bunnies, I feed it to them. It's dry this way, it's very, very crunchy. Some people call it rabbit biscuit. Yes, because it's very, very crunchy. It's very, very good for them. Some of these things are what we use to cut down cost on the feeding of our rabbits. Because if you tend to feed your rabbit always concentrated feed or pelletized feed, and as you guys know, all of this feed is very, very expensive. If you tend to feed your rabbit some of this feed all the time, you'll notice that you'll be spending a lot of money, and your rabbit will be getting too expensive. And if your rabbit is too expensive, it will be really, really hard for you to sell them out. So especially for those of you guys that are into the meat production, or if you are doing rabbit for meat purpose and you want to be selling for meat, you will notice it will be very, very hard for you to be selling for meat. If you are spending a lot of money, to be hard, because if you tell someone that the meat rabbit is about 10,000 naira, he will tend to want to compare it with the poultry, like with the chicken, the weight. And as you guys know, in Africa here, most people prefer quantity over quality. So you need to try as much as possible to reduce the cost, so that you give them what they want. And as for you to do that, you need to look for locally cheap feed or locally cheap materials you can feed your rabbits, to help them grow well at almost the same pace, but it's not going to be costing you a lot of money as compared to the poultry concentrated feed or pelletized feed. A lot of people use the poultry feed, and as you guys know, poultry feed is really, really expensive, especially now that we are in the festive period. Poultry feed is really expensive, so we can't really cope with that. That is why we bring in some of these things like the cassava peels and some of the few leaves to feed our rabbits. There are some of the leaves we feed our rabbits. Leaves like the tree dags. We feed our rabbits some of this carpet grass, as you guys saw in the video that showed. We feed our rabbit potato leaf, but before feeding our rabbit potato leaf, we make sure we wash the leaf very, very well, so we don't give our rabbits anything that will cause them issues. And one thing you need to know with these cassava peels is that once you wash it and dry it, and it is fully dried, no matter the quantity you have, you can pack it inside a bag and store it in a dry place. You can always be feeding it to your rabbit once in a while. Imagine having a full bag of cassava peels in your house. You are going to be supplementing it with your feed, and it's going to go a very long way for you. As you guys can see, my rabbits eat it very, very well. It does not cause them any issues. So I show you guys things that basically work out for me here in my farm, so that you can try it out, and I'm assuring you that it's also going to work out for you. Anything I don't use, I won't come and tell it to you. So as you have seen what I use now, if you want, you can implement it. Get these cassava peels, wash them very, very well, soak them inside the water, add little quantity of salt, then you dry them on direct sunlight. Let it be fully dried and strong. Then you can pack it inside a bag and store it. Then little quantity you feed it to your rabbit. And make sure when feeding these cassava peels to your rabbit, give them a lot of water. As you guys know, the cassava peels are dry, so they will tend to drink a lot of water. These cassava peels help them to grow well, because as it is dry, they tend to drink a lot of water and they grow faster that way. It's also a very good dry matter to feed your rabbits, and also hay too. As you guys know, rabbits love dry matter a lot, like dry stuffs a lot. So if you feed it to them, they will like it, they will eat it, and they will drink good amount of water, so that they can actually grow well. At the end of the day, you still need to make good amount of money out of it. As far as you are going into it for a business, look for a way to cut down your cost. If you can get cassava peels, there are some kind of leaves you can get in your environment. Like you can see this one the rabbit is eating on the screen. There are some leaves you can get, like this particular one. This particular leaf is also very, very good for your rabbit. I show you guys a lot of leaves, like top 20 leaves, top 10 leaves you can feed your rabbit. This particular leaf is just the leaf you guys used to see on the roadside. I don't really know the name. The last video I did, I put the name on the screen, but this leaf is really, really common here in Nigeria, and I know it's common in Africa. So you can feed your rabbit that particular leaf. As you can see, here is the cage of my winner rabbit, and I gave them those cassava peels, and they are eating it very, very well, as you can see. So even little bunnies, big one, grower rabbits, both male and female, you can give them the cassava peel. Also, even pregnant ones, you can give them the cassava peel. It has no side effect on them. They eat it very, very well. It has no side effect on them. It works very, very well for them with their growth rate and all, everything. But one thing you need to know is that give them adequate water, so that they will be able to digest these peels very, very fast, so that it does not get stuck in their stomach, so that they don't have bloating. Give them adequate water when you are feeding them dry matter. It helps rabbit a lot. Rabbit need unlimited water supply in their rabbit cage. So I hope you have learned something from this video. Please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on the notification bell.